In today's Money Monday segment, with questions about how long Social Security and Medicare will be around, it's more important than ever to start saving for retirement and taking it seriously. Financial advisor Rob Wilson is here with things we can do on our own to build up our nest egg. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is so important, especially with the news that we're hearing about what's going to happen in the future with Social Security and Medicare.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a red alert. And I hate to be sort of Debbie Downer, on a Monday morning, but I really do think we need to start taking these things seriously. So there was a report that just came out from the Medicare and Social Security trustees that said the Medicare fund is going to run out about 8 years from now.
Wow.
Okay, so 2026. And that the Social Security Trust Fund for Part A is going to run out in about 16 years, so 2034. So think about that. If you're 49 years old right now or younger, then you really need to worry about whether these programs that you thought were going to be there were, first of all, going to be there for you at all.
Right.
And if they are still around, what percentage of that promise is actually going to be available to you?
It's not even a guarantee at this point what it's going to look like.
No, it's absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I've started telling my clients to really not even factor that into their retirement plan. If it's still there, that's awesome, but let's take the steps. Let's control the things that are in our control to make sure that we're ready. Well,
and I read some of your facts here, but not very many people are confident in their future
absolutely
financially.
Not. As a matter of fact, only 17% of Americans are very confident that they're going to have enough money for retirement. So many people think that they're literally going to have to work until they can't work anymore. As a matter of fact, that number is 68%. 68% of current workers feel like they're still going to be earning money from work after they've quote unquote retired. But that's a huge overestimation. People don't realize the difficulty with working in older age, either due to outdated skills or health problems, because when retirees were actually polled, only 26% of current retirees are actually receiving income from money.
Well, and I think this number is shocking too, because we're talking about how much people actually have saved, and these are slightly older Americans. This number is shocking to me.
Okay, so this is the part that makes me sad. So let's talk about the average first. The average for workers that are 56 to 61 is about 150,000. Now, that doesn't sound too bad. But the super savers, right, people who have done very, very well, can skew that number higher. So when we take a look at the median, which means half of the people are under, half of the people are over, we find that 50% of American workers have less than $17,000 saved for retirement. I mean, and that is not going to allow you to have a comfortable retirement. Those sorts of folks are going to be relying on Social Security, Medicare, and other sorts of programs. So I just think we're really grossly overestimating what's going to be available to us, which is why it's so important that we start now.
Okay, so why aren't we saving?
Well, the first thing is, I think that there's a huge knowledge gap. Okay, we're not really, there are two important things that I feel like people need to learn in school. That's health and that's wealth. And it doesn't seem like we're talking about either one of those things in school. And people tend to get paralyzed by things that they don't know. And so it's like, hey, I don't understand this investing stuff, so I'm just not going to do it, and just sort of hope and pray that it works itself out. And, if you're like me, I didn't grow up talking about money at the dinner table. And so the knowledge gap is a big problem. The second one is procrastination. Now, I don't know about you, but, I think even I have some problems with procrastination at some point.
Of course.
And so no one wants to even think about, okay, what am I going to do when I'm 65, I'm old, I'm sitting in a rocking chair on a porch. So because they don't want to think about it, they feel like they can put off until later to actually start planning for it, when it's the exact opposite. The earlier you start, the better off you're going to be. And the last thing is, the folks just probably aren't making enough to really put significant contributions to their retirement account. I think people are really focused on, okay, is my salary going to be enough to get me through today? What I need to do, put a roof over my kid's house, but not thinking about, hey, when that income is no longer there, am I going to have enough to sustain me?
Absolutely. Okay, so then how do we save for retirement? If you're in that predicament, if you're in that situation where maybe you're only making week to week what you need, how do you save for retirement?
First thing is, look, I think you got to get real about this thing. Okay, ignorance is not bliss. Not thinking about it, short of hitting the lottery, you're not just going to wake up one day and your retirement situation has just sort of figured itself out. Most people haven't spent the time to figure out what it is that they need. So along the lines of that, I have this savings calculator on my website, and people can go get it for free, robwilson.tv/savings calculator, so you can figure out exactly what you might need and how to get there. So let me give you a quick example.
Okay.
Because what I want people to do is not fixate on the big number. but be able to break these things down into manageable parts, okay? So let's say you're 50 years old, you never saved a dime. So you only have 15 years until retirement age, but if you can get 10% per year on your investments, then you need to start about doing $2,400 a month into some sort of investment account.
Right.
Now, not the easiest thing to do in the world, but not impossible either. Now, to illustrate why it's so important, why you start earlier, let's say you're 35 years old and you can get that same 10% on your investments, but you've got 30 years to save now, you need to do about $440 a month in your retirement account
so much different.
in order to hit that number. So in order to reach $1 million by retirement. So would you rather put yourself in a situation where you got to do $2,400, or would you want to start earlier where you can do $400 a month?
Well, and I think too, you suggested this as well, be real about what you're going to need. Obviously there are things that we can't account for. Are we going to be healthy? Are we going to have other expenses we can't foresee?
Sure. I would rather overestimate than underestimate. And look, if you overestimate, your kids will be happy about that, because you'll leave something for them and your grandkids and so on and so forth. So it's not a bad, thing to overestimate what you're going to need for retirement.
On that note, also make sure to have a will.
Absolutely have to do that, so people aren't fighting over all of that money that you leave behind.
Okay, thank you so much. Rob Wilson of Wilson Insight and Regular Money Monday contributor here on PTL.